So good day, everybody. I believe today is May the 9th or 10th. 10th. My best guess is the 10th. As I go on, the days seem to matter less, meaning not necessarily the events that happen in the day, but I guess the titles, the designations, the man-constructed ideologies of what a day consists of, etc., etc., are taking less and less meaning. I don't know if that's a condition, a human condition, as we age, but that's just what it feels like now. Everything's moving so swiftly and fast. So it may be the 9th, it may be the 10th. I believe it's the 10th, but don't hold me to it. It's an easy fact check for yourself to figure it out. But happy day today. I am actually on my way to pick up my eldest daughter, whom, if you've been following along on the journey, you know is, I'll say, a product of my manifestation journey. And so we are going to have breakfast together for the first time in 2 years or more, and get to know each other, become reacquainted. She was taken away from me 2 years ago. She left as a child, and she's now a young lady crossing over into teenhood. And so, I expect that there's probably going to be a learning curve to find out what she enjoys, what she has come to value, and all of those things. So, as a father, living, in a sort of separate household with perhaps different values and levels of importance on particular values than her mother, in speaking to myself and in being a realist, realize that I'm going to have a level of patience and understanding. And so it's a hard thing, as a parent, because you want to do what you feel is best for your child, but what you might value, once again, and what the mother of your child might value or hold important, may be, and more than likely are, different, or is different. So with that being said, nonetheless, I think it would be wise to just enjoy the time, the reacquaintance, that the universe has provided. The universe, if you've been paying attention or you've been along on this journey, I contend merely suggests and connotes all things turning as one, or all things that turn as one. So I contend also that you are the center of the universe, of your universe, all right, and that we all, every human on this planet, has their own particular universe. And your universe consists of all of the people and sensory experiences that you've had your lifetime. This includes, the people, your mother, your father, your aunties and uncles, whether you have a positive relationship or not, is neither here nor there. But they are not celestial, but they are human bodies as opposed to celestial bodies that revolve around you as the central focal point or central axis. As above, so below. That particular phrase is taking on a whole new meaning now, because we do share certain similarities: heavenly bodies, human bodies. Okay, a universe that incorporates the the planets, the moon, the sun, and from the human perspective, we have, the father, the mother, sons and daughters, cousins, aunties, uncles, that are human bodies that revolve around our particular bodies. And so there's that similarity. As above, once again, so below. So you are a universe, and you should act in such a way. And all of the happenings in your universe affect you one way or the other, either negatively or positively, or I should say both negatively and positively. And you being the central focal point are the essential mixing bowl. When you add a little bit of negative and a little bit of positive, all right, that mixes after the order of a chemistry experiment, or chemistry. When two elements are added together and are mixed together, there is a subsequent reaction. And so that's how we function. Our universe incorporates the negative and positives. Your dad might have been a negative element of your existence, and then you had your mother. When you mix the two together, you have a sort of balance. That's the way it is intended by nature, at least. Now, one side might outweigh the other. You might have had a very abusive father, alcoholic, etc., and that negativity far outweighed mom's positive influence on you, perhaps. All right, so you had a chemical imbalance. You had an imbalanced upbringing, and so your upbringing may have been more negative than positive. That is an imbalance. That is not in accordance with natural law. That is not healthy and or conducive to your success. Okay, and therefore we deal with the fallout of that, and we tend to suffer issues in academia, or education I should say, and in holding a job, perhaps, in our own chemical imbalances, and passing on those generational curses on into our own relationship with our own children. All right, because of a chemical imbalance. We are, remember, supposed to be, I contend, balanced, neutral, aka grounded, centered. That's how we are. That is the normal condition for the human existence. But more times than not, I would wager you, as well as I and everyone else, are suffering from chemical imbalancement, I'll say. Okay? I don't know if I just made that up. Imbalancement? From a chemical imbalance. That's what we suffer from. That is the human condition. That is what we have become accustomed to. And we have a whole bunch of injured individuals out here on Facebook and on all different social media platforms expressing themselves, trying to get validation from everybody else. And a lot of us aren't even functioning holistically or healthfully with our own families. We do better outside of our own families dealing with people we don't know than we do with our own people in our own sphere of influence or our universe. That is because, again, there is a chemical imbalance. Okay? And so, again, the natural position is to be balanced, centered, neutral. You are meant to be naturally neutral ground, neutral territory. In that neutral territory, once again, are introduced the negatives and positives involving your universe, situations, people, and what have you. And then everything mixes. And there is an observation. You know, people are able to sit back and watch the results of their negative or positive influence deposited in you at any given point of your day. And a lot of people get off on watching their negative or positive influence. I'm a people observer. I particularly like to influence people, howbeit in a positive way, and then I like to sit back and observe and watch how I affected them and how my positivity affected them after I may have perceived that they were down or out or depressed or what have you. It's naturally inherent in people like me who are empaths, and the particular type of empath that I am, I forget what it's called. It's called a, it'll come to me. It'll come to me. But intuitive empath, that's what I have found and have learned that the type of empath that I am. All right, it's almost like a psychic ability. I think they telekinesis or telepathy or something to that effect, where I actually almost become the individuals that I take an interest in, whether they be going through a traumatic experience or they're depressed or what have you. I literally get in the character, in their character. That is an intuitive empath. It's almost scary. It's, you know, how you can read people. And I've noticed for a very long time that I tend to just study people. I've noticed for a long time that when I make acquaintance or friendship with an individual, I actually begin to mimic some of the behaviors in order to better understand them. Okay, that is something I've learned about myself, and I'm not saying I've mastered it, but it explains a lot about myself to myself. All right, and so if you fit the bill, hopefully this helps you understand yourself as well. There are intuitive empaths, not just an empath, but intuitive empath. Okay, so moving forward, so I am on my way to once again go pick up my daughter, and there's a lot of things I'm going to have to learn. There's a lot of things I'm going to have to learn, and I'm going to start to apply these things, obviously, right? These things, these steps of manifestation and what have you. It is for me to ascend, all right? Ascend or descend, whichever way you want to look at it, is for me to ascend, I'll say, for these intents and purposes, from the upbringing that I had, which was mostly, in my opinion, toxic. All right, now people look at my upbringing from the outside looking in, and they will say, well, you had a mother, you know, who was a pastor, an evangelist. She always helped people. She would give her shirt off her back. While this may be true, this does not necessarily mean that what I perceive behind closed doors, or the experiences that I had that you might not know that I've had, looking from the outside in, that does not mean that I had a peachy keen life and that everything was socially healthy, and that I was fulfilled holistically and my needs were met. It does not mean that. It's just your observation from the outside looking in. But you weren't around 24 hours a day. All right, we all put our best foot forward when it comes to developing a perception for those who we seek to impress, or we want to someone to find value in us. We all put our best foot forward, but who we truly are, is demonstrated behind closed doors when nobody else is looking. So we often prejudge without a comprehensive basis to do so. That's why it's called prejudge or prejudice. And so, again, in closing, it is my duty to stop the generational curses in my generation. This is what we're all really tasked with. All right, and I need to demonstrate and to convey the importance of the realization that my daughter, that my daughter has her own universe, and that I don't have to perpetrate the same toxicity that was perpetrated on me by my fathers, mothers, and what have you. All right, or I should just say my forefathers and foremothers. Okay, I can do something different today, and I have every intent to do so. And so it's going to take patience. It's going to take teaching myself, learning from my daughter, learning from how she feels. The way I was raised, it don't matter how you feel as a child. You do what I say. That's how I was raised. It don't matter how you feel about it. Do as you're told. All right? Your opinion mattered little. All right? And you only practice and were able to convey the opinions that you were given permission to. All right? So I contend that is horrible for the psyche of a child to be taught basically that your opinion matters not, or very little. All right, if I can't express my opinion to you in confidence and in safety, then I have to gather that you don't really care about me, because you don't care how I feel. Whether my feelings are right or wrong, or even justified, I still have an opinion. And if you don't care to hear it, all right, then you can't care about me. All right? So I'm not going to perpetrate that same behavior, style of parenting to my child. All right? And hard lessons to be learned, and we'll see how this goes. I know it's going to go well. I already know that. And so, with that being said, I just wanted to admonish you today as I'm dealing with these very real life situations, as I'm growing in grace and knowledge, as they say. I hope to help assist you on your journeys. We all go through similar things, not the same things, but we all go through similar things as parents, as humans, as fathers, as mothers, as brothers and sisters. We share very similar situations. All right, and so hopefully, again, this experiment of manifestation has some type of influence in a positive way. Hopefully, we are enlightening the realization and facts of your own universe, and so you start to live in such a way. You are the center of your universe. You are the gods and goddesses of your universe. You are the mixing ground, the mixing bowl of all the things negative and positive. And remember, ideally, the goal is, you can't necessarily control all the negatives and negative influences in your life. But what you do have control over is your perception and addition of positivity. You can go and get as much positivity as you want. You have unlimited sources to get, I'll say, positivity. You can get it from nature. You can get it from people. You can get it from the foods you eat. You can get it from the type of music you choose to listen to. You can get it from acts of service and charity. You can get it from going to the dollar store. If you don't have much money, you can still go to the dollar store and put joy and happiness on your children's face just off of $1 or $1.25 now. I think the dollar stores are no longer $1, I think. But it does not take much to bring joy and happiness and security to your children. A notepad. You ever see your children when they get a brand new crayon or a marker or a notepad? To them, they just hit the lottery. To you, it's like $1 made you happy. Do you see what I'm saying? So these are just a few of the ways that you can bring positivity into your universe. And the point is, lastly, that again, you cannot control all the negativity. Negativity is going to come. It has the right to exist. It has the right to have influence in your universe. It is necessary because current cannot flow unless it has both negative and positive. Okay? Your car will not run if it does not have two poles, a negative and a positive, on the battery. All right? Electrons will not flow. And so it is with life. You must have both negative and positive. That is not the issue. That is not the problem. That is not the inhibitor. The problem, the issue, and the inhibitor is when you are chemically imbalanced, meaning you have more negatives than positives, or more positives than negatives. That is the problem. You need to be balanced. You do not want to be categorized as bipolar, meaning one extreme to the next. You need to be and find your center. Become neutral. All right? You are merely the mixing ground. You are not the negativity, nor are you the positivity. Those take their place in the proverbial mixing ground, which is you, which is the God and Goddess. Right? All right. And with that being said, hopefully this encourages you. Hopefully this grows you. Hopefully this positively influences you, and you can go out and pass this on to other people. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. All right. This is what we're doing, discussing manifestation. And we are on this journey. We've been on this journey now for 33 days. 33 days. And we're going strong. And we have realized a powerful demonstration of manifestation in my personal life as my daughter was brought back to me after 2 years of being taken. All right? And I manifested that because I am God over my universe. Oh yeah, it's going to get much better and much more influential as we go forward. I am going to start this perhaps this weekend, but definitely next week, from the beginning, studying after one of the greatest fighters and one of the greatest influencers of the 80s, certainly, but I contend still speaks from the grave, and that is Sensei Bruce Lee. He will be my sensei, my mentor, and I'm going to use his teachings and instruction. And so hopefully you'll stay along with me on this journey. I will be conditioned and reconditioned, mind, body, and soul. All right? Stay tuned. We'll talk to you later. Enjoy your Friday, and we'll see you on the next upload. Peace.